This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
"6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Romesh Peris and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. The President focuses on the shortage of tamed elephants for Pereharas. The Prime Minister says visiting the temple on Poya days should be made compulsory. The Defence Secretary states that the law will be enforced against anyone who acts contrary to the law of the land. COVID-19 recoveries in Sri Lanka on the rise. Schools in the Western Province to commence tomorrow for grades 5, 11 and 13. The Minister of Education pledges to overhaul the education system. The Minister of Water Supply and Drainage says the contract system to provide water will be abolished. In international news, US newspaper carries Quad leader's opinion piece. In sports, cricket, the final ODI between the West Indies and Sri Lanka today. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that he strongly believed that the country needed a herd of tamed elephants as it is part of our culture of the Perehara tradition, and instructed the officials to hold discussions with the owners of the tamed elephants in formulating regulations and conservation of tamed elephants. The Mahasangha has drawn the President's attention to the issues that have emerged due to the shortage of tamed elephants for the Perehara ceremonies and stressed the requirement of a short-term and long-term plan to address the issue. The Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa states that it is time to enact a law making it compulsory to attend the temple on Poya days. He stated this at a ceremony held in the Valigama Garuduwa temple yesterday. The Prime Minister further stated that Buddhists should develop a need to go to the temple, and the temple should be facilitated more to attract Buddhists. Furthermore, the Premier added that the government workers are given a day off on Poya days to allow them to go to the temple. He noted that, for the other religions, there is a specific day for the followers to visit their places of worship. Another 395 persons who contracted the novel coronavirus have recovered and have been discharged from hospitals, raising the number of recoveries to 84,648. The Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health said 2,426 persons are currently receiving treatment for the coronavirus at several facilities across the country. 305 suspected COVID-19 cases are also under medical observation at present. The number of COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country remains at 87,742, following the detection of 142 patients today. Meanwhile, the Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry announced that 9,643 individuals have been vaccinated yesterday. Accordingly, a total of 770,408 individuals have been vaccinated since the 29th of January. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get a home loan now with attractive interest rates only from People's Home Loan.
The Secretary of the Education Ministry, Professor Kapila Perera, says the schools in the Western Province will reopen tomorrow for grades 5, 11 and 13. He said that the Health Services Director had conveyed recommendations on the 8th of March on the reopening of schools in the non-isolated areas of the Colombo, Gampaha and the Kalutara districts in the Western Province from tomorrow. He added classes for the other grades will start after the April holidays, adhering to health guidelines issued by the Health Ministry. The Minister of Education, Professor G.L. Pires, pledges to reform the local education system to meet the current demands of the economy and the local job market. Speaking during an event in Mathura today, Minister Pires said the school syllabus must be amended according to the modern-day requirement. He said the entire education system, including the local university structure, must be changed promptly. The Education Minister claimed that during the past 20 years, the school syllabus had not been overhauled and therefore it needed to be looked into. The Education Minister added that they are hoping to commence reform activities at the end of this month. The Minister of Water Supply and Drainage, Vasudevan Nanayakkara, says the existing contract system for providing water facilities will be abolished. Accordingly, the Minister assured necessary steps will be taken to provide water facilities with the support of the employees of the National Water Supply and Drainage Board. Minister Nanayakkara revealed a program will be implemented in the future to apply for water facilities by eliminating the waiting period and to carry out the application process at home with the use of modern technology. That's local news.
Pay the interest on your own home without paying rent for someone else's. Get a home loan now with attractive interest rates only from People's Home Loan. Enjoy the option of paying only the interest for the first 5 years.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidamahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Defence Secretary Kamal Gunaratne states that the law will be enforced against anyone who acts contrary to the law of the land. He further added that stern action will be taken against those who propagate revengeful politics to incite disharmony. The Defence Secretary made these comments responding to questions raised by journalists after a function held in Colombo today.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watchlight, the Department of Examinations has decided not to conduct the 2021 Grade 5 Scholarship Examination and the 2021 Advanced Level Examination in August this year as scheduled. The Commissioner General of Examinations, Sanat Pujita, claimed the syllabus has not been covered in classrooms due to schools being closed with the emergence of the coronavirus. Accordingly, upon talks with the Minister of Education, all the zonal education directors and other officials, they have consented to hold the 2 exams on a later date.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines, US newspaper carries Quad leaders' opinion piece. Thousands to rally outside Australian Parliament as pressure grows on Prime Minister. The UK to increase nuclear stockpile cap. The leaders of the United States, Japan, Australia and India have expressed their commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific region in an opinion piece they contributed to a major US newspaper. The Washington Post carried the piece by US President Joe Biden, Japanese Prime Minister Suga Yoshihide, Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The leaders touched upon their first Quad summit held online on Friday. They said that they strive for an Indo-Pacific that is governed by international law and bedrock principles such as freedom of navigation and the peaceful resolution of disputes. Thousands of protesters are expected to descend on Australia's capital tomorrow when the country's parliament resumes as part of nationwide demonstrations, intensifying pressure on Prime Minister Scott Morrison. Spurred by rape allegations against the Attorney General Christian Porter and a former employee of Morrison's Liberal Party, 43 protests are planned across the country on Monday to demand equality and justice for women. Porter denies the allegation, which surfaced recently, of the alleged 1988 rape. The British media have reported that Britain is set to increase the number of nuclear warheads it can stockpile. They say the British government will make the announcement in a review of foreign and security policies that will be published on Tuesday. Britain's Trident submarine-launched ballistic missiles are currently equipped with the warheads, which are believed to number about 180. The British government reportedly plans to replace old warheads and to build 4 new nuclear submarines to replace current models. In its 2015 review, the government said it would reduce the number of nuclear warheads to 180, or fewer, by the mid-2020s. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. US newspaper carries Quad leaders' opinion piece. Thousands to rally outside Australian Parliament as pressure grows on Prime Minister. The UK to increase nuclear stockpile cap. That was World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Live Year along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
The Tourism Minister says that loans and leasing relief packages provided for those who are engaged in the tourism sector due to the COVID epidemic have been extended by another 6 months. They said the central bank had agreed to issue a circular to extend the leasing facility for them and to issue a loan relief circular in the coming weeks. The central bank has agreed with extending the relief package duration following a discussion with Tourism Minister Prasanna Ranatunga at the CB Auditorium recently.
Development News was brought to you by Live Year along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
And now in sports news in cricket. Sri Lanka's key players are absent due to various unfortunate reasons. The players that remain have shown fight at times, putting together decent partnerships, occasionally stringing together some solid spells. Since December, Sri Lanka has lost all matches apart from the one T20I last week. Meanwhile, the West Indies have been propelled by their openers. Hope's quality has been obvious for some time, but Lewis has been particularly impressive this series, showcasing a more measured approach to his batting. The third ODI between the two teams will begin at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, North Sound, Antigua, at 7 p.m. local time.
Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Vision Care, Sri Lanka's largest eye care solutions provider, is marking World Glaucoma Week 2021 once again. In keeping with this year's theme, The world is bright, save your sight. Vision Care is creating awareness on the dangers of glaucoma and the importance of all those over 40, especially individuals with various health conditions, getting their eyes tested by professionals regularly. The week is an annual global initiative of the World Glaucoma Association that creates awareness on the dangers of the disease. The WGA states that the disease is a chronic, progressive, degenerative disorder of the optic nerve that produces characteristic visual field damage.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Sri Lanka's external sector continued to recover in many aspects during January 2021, mainly supported by an improved trade deficit and a notable increase in workers' remittances. The reduced deficit in the trade account in January 2021 compared to January 2020 was a result of a larger decline in merchandise imports over merchandise exports. Meanwhile, workers' remittances continued to record a notable growth in January 2021, strengthening the external current account. In the financial account, foreign investment in the government securities market recorded a marginal net inflow, while the Colombo Stock Exchange recorded net outflows in January 2021.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And now for the weather report. The Met Department forecasts showers to occur at several places in the eastern, Uva and north central provinces and in the Nuwara Eliya and Matale districts. Showers and thundershowers will occur at several places in the Sabaragamu and western provinces and in the Gala, Matara and Kandy districts during the evening or night. The Met Department predicts fairly heavy falls, above 50 millimeters at some places in these areas. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The President focuses on the shortage of tamed elephants for Perharas. The Prime Minister says visiting the temple on Poya days should be made compulsory. The Defence Secretary states that the law will be enforced against anyone who acts contrary to the law of the land. COVID-19 recoveries in Sri Lanka on the rise. Schools in the Western Province to commence tomorrow for grades 5, 11 and 13. The Minister of Education pledges to overhaul the education system. The Minister of Water Supply and Drainage says the contract system to provide water will be abolished. In international news, US newspaper queries Quad leaders' opinion piece. In sports cricket, the final ODI between the West Indies and Sri Lanka today. That concludes this news broadcast.